As always, remember to like and subscribe. And if you have any comments, leave them down below. And today we're doing MLA 101 formatting. And we're going to begin with an MLA header and heading in Word. So once you're in Word, go to the top left, and that's where you're going to put in all of your heading. And the heading's only going on the first page. In the heading, you have your student name, you have your professor name, you have the class, and then you have the date. In the middle, centered, you have your super wicked awesome title, colon, a more specific subtitle. Again, you don't necessarily have to have a subtitle. And then in the top right hand corner, you're going to put your header, which goes on every single page. And for our purposes in MLA, for your header, you're going to have your page number. And then right before that, you're going to have your last name. So on Google Docs, you're doing much of the same thing. On the top left, again, first page only, student name, the professor name, the class, and then the date. And then centered, you're going to have your super wicked awesome title. At the top, you can see how to center it. It wouldn't show you how to do that when I went into the Microsoft Word and screen captured there, but it looks much the same. It's the one that looks like a centering icon at the top of Microsoft Word. Does it much the same as here. Again, you don't have to have a subtitle. You can if you choose. If you do, make sure you have it behind a colon. After that, make sure everything is double spaced. Header, heading, title, everything. Not the header, but the heading and title and everything is double spaced. And then we're doing the page number in the top right hand corner, and then right before that we put our last name. And then that's it when you set up your Google Docs. Alright, so then when we do a Works Cited page, it's much the same. So we have our title right here centered, and it's just Works Cited. That's the only title we need. And then after that, everything is going to be left aligned up here at the top where we left align things. And then we're going to put our first citation. And remember that citations go in alphabetical order. If you need to alphabetize, you can use this icon up here that goes A to Z and will sort. But make sure that your citations are in alphabetical order. For each of our citations, we have our last name of our author, comma, first name, period, and then we have the title of the article, assuming it is an article. If it's a book, it's slightly different. For the purposes of this, I'm going to do articles. Notice that the period goes inside the quotation marks right here. After that, we're going to have the title of the source. So usually for our purposes, it's going to be the website, followed by a comma. The title of the source itself will go in italics. You can either do an italics up here, which is the pop-up as it pops up on here. You probably won't be able to see that on the screenshot, but up here, you can also do it right here, italics for that. So we have the title of the source. After that, we have the date and the URL. And just to show you, if we have extra information that makes it go on to the next line. Cool. So for all of our citations, we need to make sure that we have a hanging indent. When we have it on the next line like this, highlight the whole thing. And you can do it at the end when you have all of your citations if you want to, but highlight the whole thing. You're going to right click, and then right here where it says paragraph. So my guess is you're not going to be able to see that on the screenshot, so I'm going to try to do the same thing up here. This little icon right here does the same thing, takes us to our paragraph settings, and right there, right in the middle of the paragraph settings, it has hanging. 0.5 is the default, that's what we want, and then we click OK. My guess is that you will not be able to see that on the screenshot, so right after this, I'm going to show you an image that shows the exact same information I just went through. So in Google Docs, it's pretty much the same thing. We do our title, which is Works Cited. And then after that, everything's going to be left aligned. Here's the left aligned icon right here. The icon will look exactly the same in Word. Again, I know you probably can't see the screen capture on the Microsoft Word, but it looks just like this. So we go left aligned. and then we get our last name, first name, period. Let's do this. And then after that, we have the title of the article, and it happens to be a really long title, mostly so I can get it onto the next line. And then we have the title, the journal, or the website, which is really called container. And then we have, comma after that, date and URL. Remember that the title of the container itself is going to be in italics. So again, up here at the top where we see the little slanted I, italics for the title. And then after that, the last thing we need to make sure that we do is put everything in our hanging indent. So we highlight the whole thing. Again, you can do this at the very, very end when you have all of your citations if you want to, but you highlight, and then on Google Docs, it's actually a lot easier to do that. You see this little icon right up here where you have a triangle with a rectangle right above it. Take the bottom of the triangle, just the bottom of the triangle. I'm gonna leave the top rectangle exactly where it was. The bottom triangle, we take that over to 0.5. So it looks like that. So that's what we call our hanging indent. You're doing the exact same thing you would have if you did it in Word. So to recap everything that we just went over in the video, on the first page, make sure you have your heading in the top left. That's on the first page only. Header goes top right on every page. And the title page is optional. Ask your professor. On the first page in the header, you have your student name, professor name, class, and date in that order, left aligned at the top left. Again, on every page, you have your header, and that's just your last name and a page number with only a space between them, no other formatting. And then on the Works Cited, all your citations are in alphabetical order by the first bit of information that we see, usually the author's last name. There's a hanging indent, and get rid of any extra information that you don't need. As always, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share.